In the mix. In the mix.
What's good, everybody? We're now in the mix. It's your big dog Kid 6, Chi-Town's finest, Carlton, your dig, and your girl Leah, aka the therapist. Y'all, this is episode 108 and the final episode of the year 2022. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, we had to bless y'all with another episode, man, before we close out the year.
Yes.
First of all, shout out to the newest Mixxeners that have subscribed to the YouTube page. Y'all are making us closer and closer to our goal of reaching 100 subscribers before the year is out. Truly appreciate you guys. Welcome to our world. This is Chi-Town's finest, Sharp, and then your girl Leah Bayless.
I can't take the sharp joint no more.
Oh, you can't?
After his I ain't like how his take was about the Deion Sanders shit.
Dang. Even after he
I
recently did an interview.
I know. He did one with him.
Yeah.
Still don't like his take about it.
I don't like a lot of Skip Bayless takes, but I can still claim.
Oh, we know you can.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things I do not agree with Skip.
We know you're gonna hold that proudly.
You know that.
Shut up.
Yeah. You got to put your kicks up on there. You can't lose in these
I ain't got the kicks on. And next time I had the kicks on, I'm gonna do it just like he be stunting on IG or whatever
Put
he
the
be
joint
stunting.
right there.
Right there.
You gonna have
He
him
be
tied up tightly?
showing. Yep. And she be showing y'all like, yo, I got all this. The flyest kick. They don't be fly, but he just trying to stunt on y'all. Like
Nah,
got
some
all
of
the
them
J's.
won't be fly. He just rocks them so tightly. Like I hate it.
Somebody gotta tell him how to rock it.
Nah, he don't care.
You know what?
That's
Where
why y'all.
the kicks
That's
the
why
way
you
you wanna
rock with
wear.
him. Yeah, that's why you rock.
'Cause you know
That's
what?
your man's.
It
Damn,
ain't.
so you can't be Chi-Town
Man.
finding Sharp no more.
No, I can't.
Nah. Damn, who we gonna call you then?
Stick to Chi-Town's finest.
All right.
Alright, well.
All right. If y'all think of a new nickname though, let us know. Because these two be having some battles. I just need y'all to understand.
We actually been agreeing on a lot of things lately. Actually,
Probably like two things.
Right, but that's a lot for
Out
us.
of the many episodes that we've had,
You gotta count them. That counts.
Yeah, right,
We
no
don't
lie.
ever agree. So whatever times we do, that's
yeah,
it.
this is very shocking because
And I think
you
this
know,
episode will agree a lot too.
Leah really thought that she had a new best friend.
I did.
When he joined,
I
and
did.
thought it was going to be like Wonder World powers activate.
You know when I thought Carlton was my best friend on the first episode, his first episode, when we had the round table mixer, can you be in love with two people at once?
Oh yeah.
And Carlton said yes, which I agree. That's
Then
when I thought
after
he was
that,
my best friend.
Then after that, it's been all.
I'm
Leah,
like,
what the
Dad.
hell?
Nasty motherfucker, when you get married. Like, god damn, I didn't even see this. I'm about to get divorced.
I'm crying, man. I'm really crying. Yo, we closing out this episode for you guys with the what you mixing up because I feel as though we definitely have to touch on what's been going on lately. Of course, from Diddy welcoming a new baby into this world, crazy, and it's not by Carisha, aka Young Miami. Robert Kelly, Chi-Town.
Also welcomes.
They welcome in the child into the.
But why are we
Now,
talking about that?
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Don't people be getting a little freak on in prison?
He hasn't though. He said he the one that said.
Oh, so he ain't claiming.
No. He's like he hasn't confirmed. He's like he don't know if that's his child because allegedly she froze her eggs or some shit like that.
It's not far
That's how
fetched
she
for him
got
to say
pregnant.
that.
Yeah, that's very
She talking
true.
about she froze her eggs. Nah, nigga, somebody else fried them eggs while he was locked up.
That's what I'm saying. I
Cooked
can't
them.
blame him for
Cooked
thinking
them
that.
Oh man, and we definitely got to touch on this whole Meg and Tory. So we're just giving y'all our take, our reactions to everything, and we definitely gonna share with you guys, what we look to accomplish.
Like a wrap up of
2023, of course. Yeah, we can do like a little wrap up as well. That would be good. So listen, man, you guys are in the mix. Welcome to the world.
Shout out to our viewers though for our last episode.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you guys. The
Definitely.
views was crazy. It's been a minute since we had numbers like that. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for the views, man. We truly appreciate y'all. Shout out to our sponsors. Rich King Brand, as you can see, my good fella, Chi-Town's finest is rocking, repping right there. Nice cozy flannel jacket in this type of weather as well.
Last week he was a whole West Coast trip. Now, where are we at? What region are we in? This week?
Midwest.
Okay.
Chicago.
And also, man, shout out to Wine O'Clock as well, man. So we definitely have to jumpstart and kick things off with some sports because we gotta talk about Kyrie. Now as you all know, he was booted from Nike.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta really start looking at everything. Like everything happens for a reason. When you're up, you have a moment, a down moment, and I wouldn't even really necessarily call it a down moment, but something is always going to be there. So you know, he's had interest while he's a sneaker free agent. He's had interest with Adidas, Puma, from Adidas, Puma, and New Balance. But also, that jumped in the mix, a black-owned business as well, which he could possibly be signing with, which I think that is actually really dope for real. It's not often that you really hear about an athlete, especially a superstar athlete such as Kyrie, to be signed to a black-owned
Is this like an up and coming? I guess.
I believe so. I think they were saying that company probably has maybe about like 400,000 followers or so. Right. So I mean, with Kyrie going over there, that's definitely going to add to it. So if he does sign with them, man, that's a big boost. You know, we always love to support black-owned businesses. So shout out to Kyrie, man, and still balling, keeping his head up.
You know, people like to say that though, but people, are y'all really out there supporting black-owned? I need to know. Drop in the comments. I am. A lot of my services are black-owned.
Okay.
Nail tech, hairstylist.
All right.
All that.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, people really be out there, support, like they say it, but be about it.
You know, some people be fronting.
They do. It sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good. But again, it's because folks just like to, you know, try to follow a trend, just jump on board. Be your own person. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
Moving on, keeping it with more sports. Of course, we were talking about this earlier, Coach Prime, and Shannon Sharp actually had him on Club Shay Shay, and I actually had a chance to watch that episode. It was very good. Prime got to speak his piece a bit, but I think more will be revealed because, of course, there's a docuseries that's going to be dropping, I believe, this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, on Jackson State University's 2022 season, and I believe it's going to reveal everything on field, off field, behind the scenes, behind closed doors, situations that he really didn't speak on, but I believe will now, you know, shed some light on things. You know, are folks still upset with Prime?
They done moved on to the next topic.
You still upset with him, bro?
People still upset with him. They're not going to dwell on it. You're not going to hear people saying they're upset every day forever.
Nah, I think so. It's to the point that they, you know, be praying on my man's downfall. Of course.
I mean, I did hear that when it was all like coming out.
Yeah, you know,
his team did just lose.
Yeah, they did. They did lose to NCCU in the Celebration Bowl. Prime is 0-2 in the Celebration Bowl. He did lose last season. But also, you gotta think, man. Like outside of him leaving, the way he left, and I guess like the dream that he sold folks, which I think, you know, in those 3 years for him to achieve, you know, SWAC conference championships, lead his team to the Celebration Bowl 2 years in a row, the type of traction that he had come in, I mean, as well as having celebrities coming to the games, supporting Jackson State. You gotta think when teams are on a roll like that, it goes back to, you know, the University of Miami days when you had, you know, celebs like Uncle Luke and folks, you know, coming down in Miami and everything. And then of course when you go to USC, you got folks like Snoop, a lot of Hollywood stars. So the doors were open. I think it's still going to lead to some folks still wanting to, you know, go there or even stay there. I mean, a number of players have entered the transfer portal, but I don't think this is the downfall, the downward spiral for HBCUs. In my opinion, I don't think it is.
More people share that.
Yeah, you know, you just gotta again follow the blueprint and continue to just promote and bring that attention to HBCUs.
That's why I say I feel like it'd be a lot of chatter, but people are not doing enough. I'm not saying people are not doing anything at all, but I feel like could people do more, especially people who talk a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
like how?
Like I said, I feel like just for one particular thing, do people, alumni specifically, support as much as they could? No. I think they could do more of that.
I can't put this all on the line.
No, but that's just an
We
example.
can't put a majority on the line now.
And just in general, I feel like people do a lot of chatter on Twitter, Instagram, a lot of talk, but people are not really going out there doing what they need to do. I put some action behind those words. That's all I'm saying.
Even if they did, it wouldn't help.
I'm not saying it's not going to be to the degree of what Prom did, but it's something.
I'm not going to lie. You know, I think for me, shout out to Prom, but also at the same time, like, hell, you know, I'm still waiting for my school, Lincoln, to have a first winning season. Like, god damn. Like, I feel as though you had some folks who get spoiled for certain things.
You want to go down there, coach?
Huh? I'm about to.
You know, goodness gracious.
I'm about to. But you know, we have some folks that are like very spoiled to certain things when it's handed down to them, and it's just like, yo, you gotta really think. Before Prom got there, Jackson State was not shit. They have not been shit for some years, like a good number of years. I'ma just say that. You know, dating back to when, you know, Sweetness, R.I.P., great Walter Payton was there. Yeah, they haven't really been good. So, I mean, Prom really put not only Jackson State, but other HBCUs on the map. Now,
that wasn't enough
college
for people.
Nah, it's never going to be enough.
That's what I feel like. It was never going to be enough.
Short. It was only 3 years.
But he only signed for 4.
Even if he only signed for 4, we're not looking at how much he signed for. We're looking at what the job was, like what the overall goal was. And 3 years, even 4 years, wouldn't have been enough time to make the change that he said.
No, I 100% agree
That's why
with that.
Yeah.
But I feel
But
like...
I also think, too, if he didn't go 0-2 in them bowls, and it's kind of like, all right, you got us 2 SWAC conference championships, and then you got us 2 back-to-back Celebration Bowl championships, then it's just kind of like, would they still be happy?
I think to an extent, but I don't think that I don't think that the main reason why people was looking at him going to Jackson State was to win football games. It was more of a larger picture than him winning bowl games.
So what I take it as, he was just supposed to stay there for a little while. We talking like a good 10 years.
A little while? 10 years?
I mean, that's like minimum, I would say, to
That's
feel
not
like
a little while.
That's a long while,
That's
actually.
a decade.
That's a decade. But I mean, all right, yeah, well, the long while.
I'm like, I did stay a little while.
I mean, well, a long while. Yes, a long while, like 10 years minimum. I think people would have probably been satisfied with that. I think anything less than that, people still would have been like, nah.
I don't even want to put a number on it versus the impact that he said that he was trying to keep.
All right, explain to me, see, what was the degree of like...
The degree of the impact he said he was going to make. Remember, the point of people going there, not only to be coached by Deion Sanders, like it was people literally like, I want to be coached by him.
Right.
So that's why I'm going there. The whole point, and this is what he said that he was pretty much ordained to do, was to get a lot of the black talent to go to HBCUs. So a lot of them actually did. And so the point was not even just to get them to go there, but go to other HBCUs as well. And some of them actually started to do that. So when he started to add fuel to that fire, he took all the fuel away from that fire and went to Colorado. So it's like the job that he started it. And we commend him for starting it, but now you gotta finish it. Or at least
what does that look like?
That looks like over time you add more, you do more of what he's been doing. You have more and more people start to realize why they should go to HBCUs over these PWIs, and then that's not something that can happen in 1, 2, or 3 seasons when you have a handful that goes there. We need a lot more to start doing. So you
honestly feel like after 10 years he finally decided to go to wherever PWI. People would have not been on his ass.
I'm not putting a number on it. I'm saying that if it would have became like a normal thing for the best black players to start to go to the black schools, then he can do whatever the hell he wants.
But can't that still happen?
It's way less likely now that he's gone.
That's sad.
It is sad, but
that means that's if we supposed to talk about supporting our own people, we should still be able to do it whether the one man is there or not.
Listen, I hear that. It's not about support though, because it's about
I feel like if
situation.
I want to go to a HBCU as a black player,
Yes.
I'm gonna go because Deion Sanders went somewhere I still can't go.
Listen, you are saying something that's very, very much easily said than done. If it was that simple, do you not think that wouldn't have that would have already been happening?
I know, I agree. I'm confused as to why it can't or why
I
it hasn't.
explained the last time we talked about this why it can't.
Oh,
Because these people are actually trying to make it pro, and you literally have states that will not fund the HBCUs and take that money and fund the PWIs. So now people pretty much, for recognition, for notoriety, to even get noticed by the scouts, they have to go to the white schools.
I see that point. I just think it's so unfair to put that on one person.
It's not that we putting it on him. It's the fact that he started this. Like, it's like literally imagine somebody doing something that you know you need a special kind of person to start a job.
But
That
he's
special
like
kind of person.
Here.
That, I mean, it is what it is. He if anybody will tell you that you need a special kind of person to do a certain kind of thing, Deion Sanders will be the one to say he knows he's a one of a kind of person.
Yeah, that's very true.
He says it all the time.
Yeah,
he lives it. The nigga played baseball and football professionally at the same time. And he like, you know, I'm a bad. Only me and Bo Jackson can't nobody. So he understands that. You know what I'm saying? So to that point, it's like this kind of job was all when he said it was ordained to him. Everybody was like, that makes sense. This is the kind of thing that a nigga like Deion Sanders could do. And to the point that he started to actually do it, we was like, it was true. You know what I'm saying? The shit he was saying it was true. And then you left prematurely. That's why niggas is just like, damn. And then, because again, like I said, people were going there not just because they're like, yeah, I'm a black, I want to play on HBCU, but they're like, I want to go and be coached by Deion Sanders, him, specifically him. Not just a Hall of Fame NFL player or a black coach or just to go to a black school. No, not no regular. Not even when we talked about the Tennessee State. You know what I'm saying? They have an HBCU coach. They have a Hall of Fame NFL player. Eddie George is a Hall of Fame NFL player. But people will look at him and look at Deion and be like, I want to play under Deion.
Yeah. I mean, I see.
So
I really agree with everything you're saying.
So now to that point, them same people that want to get coached by Deion, if they want to get coached by Deion, they got to go to Colorado now. And they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like the same talent that you was like, well, I want to get black players to go to HBCUs. They finna go to PWI now.
I don't think Travis Hunter gonna go to Colorado.
He probably won't. But,
I don't think so.
But he probably ain't gonna go.
I don't think so.
But
yeah, but you know, I definitely, hopefully, what it does spark though, because I mean, a lot of folks have really been tuned into a lot of the HBCU games, especially when they've been nationally televised.
Which is rare.
Right. And so I think what it'll do is just like, hopefully it'll continue for folks to want to be able to attend these other HBCUs, you know, such as the NCCU, such as a Jackson State, you know, such as Morgan or anything, because there are still players who come out of these colleges and still make it into the league. Yeah, you might not be drafted in the first round, but you make a roster.
Right.
I mean, hell, there's some players who been drafted in the 7th round. There's players who've been undrafted free agents, made a roster, made a name for himself, made it to the Hall of Fame. Things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's I mean, you gotta really look at it. Not everybody is really first round talent. I mean, it shows, you know, but also at the same time, you just won't have the ball. Everything's not always going to be easy for you. You could go to a big time top Power 5 school and you still might have to wait till year 3 for you to even get playing time.
Yeah.
Look at all these players that's transferring. Yo, the transfer portal has opened up so much that you have a number of players that want to see that playing time, and then they may not even be good. They might not even be league material when you really think about it. So it's not just in. You look at HBCUs, you have a lot of talented players. A lot of talented players who's more talented than those that are playing for a Power 5 school. So we'll see what happens though, man. But you know, it just sucks. It sucks when like things don't go well. That's when everyone just prays on your downfall. And I think I honestly really think it was kind of corny for a lot of people to like, you know, clown Coach Prime for losing the Celebration Bowl.
I feel
That
like
was
it
kinda
sucks
whack.
because like everything he has done seemed like it just went out the window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
It was
know.
probably a lack of morale in there. Like, imagine you just went through this dynamic season with your players, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm about to leave y'all and go to Colorado." The players probably were checked out too.
But I feel like I seen his like locker room speech and everybody seemed to be, happy for him and
He's in
it
all the
seemed
right
like
scene.
I mean, yeah.
They-
Seem
of course,
positive.
They can
seem-
be happy for him, but that is a him thing. Because how does that now affect me? I'm still here. We got a game. We got a championship to go play in.
Yeah, because
Right.
you still have young players. For those that are seniors, it's just kind of like, hey, I had my experience to play with them, but then if you have the young players, then also too, it's just like again,
Mhm.
transfer, or do we just stay here and continue building? So we definitely gonna see, man. But hopefully, just because Prime left, that college game day still doesn't highlight those HBCUs and those athletes, because they are gifted athletes out there. Just need y'all to understand that. In all sports,
It is. It's very lopsided though. Like
yeah.
if we look at all time greats from HBCUs, and then we can just look at all time greats from like Alabama alone, Ohio State alone, USC alone.
Florida.
It's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But if there's one point though that I can't say before we move on from this, so that we can move on from this, part of his thing is that if a lot of these black talented football players that come into college had the facilities and the amenities that these PWIs have, they would show up a whole lot different.
Yeah.
When it's time to go to the draft. So he's like, I'm about to show y'all that. Like the players that I'm bringing here to Colorado, we about to use these facilities and they're about to come in here and wild out and y'all gonna see. So that's his new task. Is he capable? Hell fucking yes, Deion Sanders we talking about.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely
We
is.
gonna see.
Definitely is, man. I will say, because I want to add to that too. He was able to add 12 different uniforms
That's hilarious.
for Jackson State.
That's
The only other college team that has as many uniforms, right? Your favorite team.
There you go.
All right.
Oregon.
So he could possibly do the same thing for Colorado, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the uniforms might be sick.
If he got a little bit of style, so he got a little old.
Yeah, he do.
What do you say? You look good, you play good. You play good, they pay good.
Yeah.
You look good, you feel good.
Prime a funny dude. Prime is a funny dude, man. Moving on to some news, so we definitely got to talk about this new Indiana law that allows citizens to shoot cops if they enter their home illegally or their vehicle. I feel like this is
You was
just.
so hyped in the group chat.
I feel like this is just a law that's itching for waiting for a cop just to be like,
Let a nigga pull it.
right. I wish a cop would try to enter my place.
Yeah, they better have their warrants. Right?
Yeah, I think this will definitely spark something for other states to follow. I guess they'll probably monitor and pay attention.
I'm actually more surprised about where this law is.
Indiana?
Yeah, I wouldn't suspect that would be
For real?
that state. No.
What state would you think?
What state would I think they will allow something like this?
I wouldn't see a single state that would allow something
Actually,
like this.
now he's absolutely right. I agree.
Shit.
Yeah, shooting at cops.
Any state would surprise me.
Facts.
They say you could.
What?
Yeah.
For them to allow this, they must be
So
tired
when
of
does
the
this
cops.
go into effect? This is already in
I
effect.
think it goes into effect January 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we read the fine print? What is this law? I want to read exactly what that means specifically, illegally. I mean, I know we know like with warrants, but I know it's going to be like some caveat, something, with this. So I really want to read it in detail about what this law specifies exactly. Because you can argue any law, I'm sure, especially when it comes to the police.
Let's see.
Well, let me just start out by saying this at least,
Mhm.
because this is no, for real, because this is important to say. This is important to say.
All right.
We do have a legal right to defend ourselves from abuse of power by authorities, by the Constitution.
Okay.
But the way that is enforced versus it being like, a thing on paper that we can hold them accountable for, the way that is enforced looks a whole lot different. Because
I'm
clearly
sure.
people be going to jail for that shit and all of that. Even something like this, it's like
That's what I'm
right in
saying.
line
Like,
with
I
it.
want to see exactly how this law play out.
No, I mean the law it means what we think it means.
No,
I'm just
I
saying
mean,
the way that it will be enforced is totally different because niggas will be like, all right, you come in there, like that might give them reasons to shoot 1,000 rounds at you, which we know the police would do. They do it to unarmed people, shot them all the time.
Yep.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying, that it could lead to sticky situations, but I mean, if you got the right lawyers, you know your shit enough, they can't do nothing about it by their words.
they said law enforcement officials argue that this law is wholly unnecessary as Indiana was not exactly being overrun by road cops.
See what I'm saying? That's how they.
Of course they would feel that way.
That's how they do
Of course,
it.
now they feel threatened.
They worry that someone who is drunk or distraught might think that they have the legal right to shoot a police officer in a dispute. So I guess that would be,
Well,
That's an abuse from authority. They unlawfully into your shit and they abusing their power in there, and shit go left and you blip one of them. Hey,
but see,
I
this
gotta
is
do
different.
what's
He
best
said,
to protect me and mine.
but here's interesting. Sergeant Joseph Hubbard said that he now is worried that every time he pulls over a car, the driver might shoot him and cite that the law is justification. But I thought it was in a home, not
look
like,
at the irony
No,
there.
so it's also if they like
Oh,
try to get
okay.
into your vehicle. So even if they're like trying to get you out the car, but you're resisting, it's just saying no. Like, what's the reason? They try to get in there, then it's just kind of like,
okay.
But look at
Bang,
the
bang.
irony there.
put his ass in the dirt.
Look at the irony there. How many police officers killed somebody because they were scared? Now they worried about getting killed because the civilians are scared.
Right.
Well, we've been scared.
Right. Oh, we thought he had a gun. Meanwhile, it was a whole cell phone.
And sidebar,
A
the
whole brush.
number of people that the police have killed has gone up exponentially every year since 2015.
I'm sure.
They done killed over 1,000 people this year.
That's not reported.
Fuck 'em.
I mean, we're like naturally news, like we don't know about those.
Of course not, because it's going on in too many places. That's just the number that's accumulating.
So, like we always say,
And we'll see how this comes,
fuck the police. Well, see
Coming
now,
straight
I'm
from the
saying,
underground.
fuck the police. Somebody rocks for 12. We ain't gonna say no names, but
They're necessary for some things. I'm not agreeing with this, but we're not saying that police aren't like useful at all.
these niggas is not useful.
You're not saying.
At all, so we don't
At
ever need
all.
police officers.
Oh, especially
If you have a son, he said he wants or daughter. and she
you
said-
see these Baltimore police. Useless.
They
A
are.
hit and run can happen. It takes them 2 hours to get to the
Do
scene.
you know that in Baltimore City, if you are in a car accident and you can drive a vehicle, like your vehicle is operable, and there's no injury, they do not come out to take a police report?
I would believe that.
It actually just happened to me. Talk about my horrific,
Would you care to share with the Mixxeners?
but no, that's what happened to me. So, got into a car accident about a month ago, and because normally I thought that regardless of whether you can drive your car or not, you still need a police report. But they said, can you drive the car? I'm like, yeah. They're like, are you okay? Do you need an ambulance? I'm like, I mean, I feel like I'm alright, like I'm cool. They were like, well, we don't come out and take a police report. I'm like, so how are we supposed to prove, what happened? And it's like, I was like, look, I demanded the officer his badge information. So I'm like, I need to prove that this was that I was T-boned. And yeah, so I learned something new. So yeah, they don't come up with that.
Teabag.
T-bone, silly. So yeah, but I can tell y'all off air, it has been a mess since with that. So, but yeah, it can be useless.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's really sad, man. But we're gonna see how this law, goes into effect and pans out for those who live in Indiana. May have a lot of folks that may just want to move to Indiana and wish a nigga would try to break in there.
Would you live in Indiana?
I don't even know who lives in Indiana.
Indiana, right across the border from Chicago. I know a few people that live in Indiana.
Oh, for real?
Would you live over there? I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
No.
I mean, if it was the people that I know that live there, they live literally right across the border.
Certain like pockets in the Midwest, but I don't know.
So it's like-
you know what? I'm just biased to the
It's
East
like
Coast.
10 minutes away from Chicago.
Yeah,
The gas is cheaper over there.
I'm sure.
People go over there for gas all the time because it's literally right there, like across the state lines and the Chicago city lines, and you're in Indiana.
Oh, sure.
It's like it's almost like a suburb. Northwest Indiana is like a suburb to Chicago.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to some more news, some crazy news. Now, if you all don't know, 10-year-old kid from Wisconsin. Wow, I didn't even know they were in Wisconsin.
I'm trying to see black people.
Yeah, it is a black kid, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Sad situation.
Yeah.
10-year-old kid killed his mother over a video game. And then continued to make the purchase for the video game after killing her.
I have so many questions.
He's a menace.
How did he get access to this
I have
firearm?
no
what is-
idea.
I don't
No
understand how
idea.
to use it. Like, it's
But the
You're
kid
10.
has been, detained, of course. And here's where it is really crazy at the fact that like they really announced this, right? It's
what
on
do you
his,
mean, like announced this.
like made this quote for what he requested.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because you probably would not believe it. The kid requested to have his bail reduced
I'm not laughing.
from $50,000 to $100 because that's what he has saved in his piggy bank.
I really don't laugh. I'm not going to.
I didn't want to laugh when I first read it either, but I said, yo, this can't be serious.
Young dummy. You see what I'm saying?
This young
No.
boy, he does not know the severity of the situation.
This
Because
kid,
he's young and he's dumb, so
Yeah.
therefore he's a young dummy.
his life is done. Like his life is done.
And they might just, I don't know.
Barbecue.
Nah.
They're not even gonna try him as an adult. I don't think so.
He barbecued.
Why do y'all think this? I
Why
don't.
do we think
He's
this?
done. What? You shot
know
your
he
mother?
did.
No, I know exactly what he did.
And why he did it?
I know that too.
You barbecued.
You're done.
So what do y'all think is gonna happen to him?
He's fucked.
In what way?
You ever went to a cookout in the summertime? He barbecued. What do
Right.
you mean? What's gonna happen to
What
him?
is-
I think what they could possibly try to do is probably like, can they put him in detention center or something until
For sure.
That's what I was saying. I
Until,
don't think
like, a
he's
certain age.
out. Now he might be there until 18.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so until he reaches like that 18-year mark, then it's kind of like they just transfer him over, and then he'll be serving the time he'll be tried as an adult. But yeah, it's just it's
Have we
really
heard other
insane.
stories about like these kids wilding out, killing their like parents over dumb stuff?
This
This is not the
really
first story. I
insane.
think that this is.
What kind of people be doing it again?
White folks, man.
Yeah, this is a black family. though,
I know.
With this one.
That's what we
So I think
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying like again, yeah. Well,
There's a lot of white people out there, so he probably had white friends that influenced
that's
him.
not far fetched.
Facts. You know, he probably had a friend named.
That
Billy.
sounds very entitled and spoiled.
Yeah. Yeah.
He a young and dumb person. So
Yeah.
But I really have questions about like the access to the
Yeah.
firearm.
Right.
How do you use it? Like
Mhm.
at 10, I don't know if
It's
any
crazy.
have that kind of knowledge. But you know what? These kids are smart. The internet is
I'm trying to tell you, these
can-
kids be on YouTube a lot.
on
YouTube shows
You
everything.
can learn a lot on YouTube University.
TikTok shows everything. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, these kids, like you said, they are highly intelligent, and
Video
when they want to
games.
learn something, they will sit through something and watch it to learn it.
That's really sad though.
yeah, it definitely
it's
is.
really, really sad.
It definitely is. And it's said that for him to be 10 and not understand what
No.
he's done.
That I think he knows exactly what he's done, but I don't think he knows the severity of what's going to happen to him. For him to request like $100 for his bail, it's like he doesn't get that. But
The
being
fact that he
spoiled,
doesn't care.
that's what I'm saying. I think
Like-
the kids in generally have this sense of narcissism at that developmental stage. But it to the point that you kill your mother because she said no.
Right.
Is really beyond just a typical narcissistic,
I hope he like barbecue. Cause he barbecued.
Shut up, Steve.
Man.
Kid is done. It's just the simple fact that he really asked for his
So
bail to be reduced.
Maybe his family's advocate. You know, he's a sweet boy. This is
No, they said he had problems and anger issues.
see, so it's mental. But see, when I say that, God don't want me to say. Cause I did say it's beyond just typical developmental stages that kids are at that age. It's definitely mental. That is way beyond that.
So would you sit down with him to talk to him to try to figure him out?
I mean, it's not that therapist. It's my due diligence.
Now what if he shoots you?
Do you
That's
think that it
unfortunate.
being
Not my
mental
time to
should
go.
keep him out of prison? Keep him out of jail?
No,
Yeah.
there are consequences. Just because there's mental issues does not mean you still can't, you serve time for what you did.
That's
It doesn't-
all.
Yeah, it doesn't, eradicate that, but
That's all.
as a therapist, you still have to help.
Yeah. No.
There are therapists in the prisons and
Oh yeah,
you
I'm
know,
sure. I'm sure of it. But
that's why I like watching
if he
ID channel.
I feel as though like you kind of know right from wrong, right?
He does.
you
Say
know-
anything he
so
knew what he did.
it's kind of like, well, you decided to do that. I'm not going to show any type of empathy towards your life. You messed that up, so you're done. You took the life of your mom over a video game purchase because she wouldn't purchase it for you, and then you grabbed her card to make the purchase. Yeah. no.
After he did it.
Right.
Yes, that's
Like, you know what I'm
pretty
saying? Like-
vile.
You decided you wanted to throw yourself on the grill and become barbecue. You decided to have a cookout.
So like, C will say, you're done.
You're done.
If that was like your son and killed your, wife, mother,
You're
your
fucked.
child, would you go visit your son? And
No.
you wouldn't be like
You be asking me.
You wouldn't be like Jeffrey Dahmer's dad and go visit him.
Not at all.
What
Not
about
at
you?
all.
See, you wouldn't go visit your kid.
How could I?
Damn.
I wouldn't even be able to look at you in your face.
Like, I would feel that would be a different level of sadness because you still have the connection by that being your kid, but then they killed your wife,
Right.
your mom, so you just
Yeah.
kind of like,
I can't even.
So you just straight up in bed and then
Yeah.
it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just can't.
So it's very hard though.
Yeah.
It's a very hard
That's one of
situation.
them things
Do
you
I
can't
necessarily
do.
look at parents like a Jeffrey Dahmer, understand why he did it, like still see his son anyway in prison? I get it, but it's a hard thing,
Yeah.
But
Certain things I just don't condone in life.
sidebar to that Jeffrey Dahmer, they had like 1 billion streams, or
I'm not surprised.
yeah, it was like the
course
highest
they
rated
did.
for it on it. Yeah,
Of course,
I'm not
they
surprised.
On
Shit.
Netflix.
You see the memes that were made out of that?
yeah, no.
Yeah, so I'm honestly really not surprised. Moving on. Now we can we could talk some funny.
It's been a whole mess of entertainment this
It
week.
definitely
It
has.
really have. Y'all been tuning in this week in entertainment?
It
It's just been
definitely
a
has.
whole shit show.
It definitely has. So I think how we should really do it, because we really didn't get to touch on it last week once the news had broke. So I feel as though we should start right there first.
Okay. There's a lot.
Yeah, it definitely is. So, and I think the way it'll flow, because it has a lot to do with children. So it'll just
Alright,
flow
kick it off.
accordingly. Yeah. So we gotta talk about Diddy, who so effing classy claims as, who's that? Uncle or cousin?
That's the uncle.
Uncle.
That's
Alright.
that's still your uncle?
How old your uncle now?
That's still an uncle.
56?
Uncle C.
53 or something?
He 53?
Shout out to your uncle though. He done bought the twins
Yeah.
Range
He is
Rovers.
like 53.
So
excited.
shout out to Diddy, or
Mhm.
AKA Love.
Yes.
That's his Love. Nigga, you Diddy.
You
Call
are
me
Diddy.
Sean. What you talking about?
Not calling that man love.
Right.
One of my mans called that nigga love. We stopped the whole group chat. I was like, bro, don't do that shit no more.
So we not calling Diddy Love. We not calling Kanye.
You imagine seeing Diddy down the street and be like, yo, Love. Love.
Come on, bro. I'm good, love.
Love. Yo, L. Nah.
I'm good, love. Enjoy.
Right. The thing is, Diddy be like low key threatening people, talking about he all about positivity and love. Diddy.
Man, Diddy.
Close to
wild
them.
boy.
We go. But yeah, what's
Diddy
going
wild
on
boy.
with
So Diddy welcomed into the world a new baby.
Yes.
All right. Now when it was
Diddy.
congratulations. Now when it was announced, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I really wasn't trying to look into it. Like, oh yeah, Diddy had a new child. I'm thinking maybe one of his kids. So he was
Mhm.
making the announcement, but
Mhm.
apparently no. It's his child.
It's a brand new baby.
Brand new baby. They had a boy or girl?
Girl. I think it was a girl.
Okay, brand new baby girl, healthy baby girl. So congratulations to him. Number one, congratulations to his baby mom. I don't know if they're together or not.
Clearly not, because he was just tonguing down some other chick.
Yeah, so I really don't know what's.
Two other chicks, you right? It was two chicks since you
I
right.
really don't know what's going on with it. Actually, you know what? No, he might be taking a page out of Nick Cannon's book.
No, he's
Trying to spread. Now he's
Diddy
not.
kids
He's
are
not
old
on a
and stuff, like,
consistent. Now he's not on a consistent.
this
But
baby
maybe he
been
just
an
wanna.
baby.
Maybe.
That might have been an oopsie. I'm not gonna put Diddy in the canon category.
Nah, you not.
Nah.
Alright.
I'm not gonna put him in there either.
Okay. Alright.
This might be an oops.
Nah. I don't know. Nah, if he had one next year.
Maybe. Then he might
This
we
is
might
fine,
put it there.
bro.
But I'm gonna be safe to say, Diddy's kids are rather, older. And,
Yeah, they are older.
He does have several different baby mothers.
Oh, yeah. Could he be going through a midlife crisis?
I think it's beyond midlife. Don't you go through that a little bit?
I saw somebody
don't think
tweet saying that he needs that many women to satisfy him.
Let's pause. I'm not going to say Diddy's going through a midlife crisis, because Diddy has always been like this. He's been
Right.
dating. This has been Diddy since we've known Diddy.
Mhm.
He wasn't even faithful to Kim Porter. Like, why didn't, or
No,
Cassie, who he was with for 10 years.
And I also need people to truly sit back and understand, no matter how beautiful a woman is, someone still, whether man or woman, they're still going to do their thing, no matter what. All right,
I just
it's not
don't
always
think
about
Diddy
the
wants
looks.
to commit. He just want to live the single
He's
life.
single. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
understand.
single. He's just that's
That's what it is.
Y'all know people like to project.
Yes.
They
Of
like
course.
what they think Diddy should be doing, they're gonna think he should be doing. So when he's not doing that, they gotta
But you know
social
what?
media eyes.
This
Twitter
ain't
eyes,
about
eyes.
Diddy.
And I'm glad you used that word, project.
This ain't about Diddy.
Exactly.
It's not.
We want to get into what it's really about.
People like to project.
I'm glad you used that word, because what it then led to was the fact that Carisha needs to do better. She was the side chick. She's been playing the
Even though
side
Diddy
chick
said
role.
she was not the side chick. Don't be coming for his special friend. That's what he said.
So it's just kind of like, it's kind of like whatever their relationship is their relationship. It doesn't have to be okay for us.
No,
because it's not our business.
That's not the problem. The problem is why people was clowning her was because she was doing too much, parading herself, and she just played her position, and she knows what's going on, cool. But she's throwing up Go Poppy signs, and the BT Awards is doing.
But she know what she's
stuff.
doing. I don't think it's
It
really
does
paraded.
look a little crazy.
That's
all I'm saying. That's why she's
when
getting
know,
the heat.
But it's kind of like when you know your place and know your role. then
This
it's
is
just
why
like-
people were understanding why she was getting so mad when people were saying what they were saying. She knows what it is.
Yeah.
So of course people want to clown her knowing when this
But the
came
thing
out.
is the fact that those same people that's trying to clown her were her actually
probably
in
still are her,
reality,
but
and
I'm
don't
just-
know their place.
I think people were saying, Carisha,
Word.
we know what it is and you know what it is, so you don't need to be on going back and forth with people trying to prove. Otherwise,
I think
that was the issue.
Yeah, I think
people
she,
didn't
she
care.
really didn't need to
Didn't care.
respond. It's kind of like let people talk.
Let people talk. You know what it is.
People wake up on a day-to-day basis and just jump on social media to show how miserable they are and talk.
I think it looked crazy because the city girl's supposed to be confident and we getting money and this, that. So she looked a little sad. She was going all sad. I think they said city girls down 1,000 because for how she, how they put themselves, how they supposed to be and how she was on Twitter, it doesn't reflect city girl behavior. You're supposed to be quiet and just keep it moving because I think she already knew about the baby.
I'm sure she did.
Again, like I keep saying, once the public start finding out about shit, they project how they think your shit should be going. And
But
then
she
they gonna talk
fell into
crazy.
it. She didn't have to do. She just be quiet. Shut up.
Listen, my whole thing is that she is the city girl.
Yeah.
To even feel some kind of way about this is not city girl like.
That's what I'm saying.
Like.
That's what the problem was. Not that people think she's, everybody knew she was single, whatever the case. It wasn't. That's just how she was portraying herself online. But like, you're supposed to be a city girl. Like, you're supposed to
people
be.
don't care about that.
you know?
They think
People
that
always
shit is
portray
supposed to
themselves
matter.
online, but behind closed doors, completely different.
Exactly. Do I think she kind of had some feelings for Diddy? Of course, because she was going at the other Asian. I don't know that.
Gina.
Thank you. Yeah,
No
and she was
idea
going
who
at.
that is.
Yeah, some other.
The
one
girl
other
that's
Diddy.
been around for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Cassie.
Right.
Diddy?
Right. Yes, her.
The Diddy?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, she was going at her. So I'm like, again, if you kind of know, so why you going after all these other girls that you know are around? Like, just you're not really giving city girl behavior again.
Gina be starting it though.
She be trolling this. How out of Carisha? That'd be so funny. Like she just because she knows she can get under her skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knows she can get under her skin.
People know how to when you know how to get under someone's
It's so
skin.
fun.
It's just kind of like you can bring a reaction out.
It's
of
almost like you're being a bully. But we all have been there when you get under somebody's skin, you're just bullying them for fun.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like I feel like waking up and
That's
causing
literally what she does. She will
Because
post a picture of
because
us
I know it's
together.
going. I know it's going to piss you off,
Like, why?
and I know I'm gonna get a
Why?
response.
We'll just beat her the fuck up.
No,
That's the
yeah.
That's the thing. Everybody fight on social media.
You're right. 'Cause I
Everybody
was like,
fights
okay,
on social media.
You can
Here's
wake
my
up and choose to
thing.
do this. That's fine.
But I
I'm
hate
just gonna fight you every time I see you.
You know what I miss back in the day? During the school days when school was about to end, and all our brawls just happened. Like, yeah, remember the beginning of the school year? I told
Yes.
your ass I was gonna catch you.
Yes.
It's
Wow.
all out brawls.
Why game was like, where I think he had said something like she's not single, and she was like, I am single, and I don't know, she had to make it known that she's single, and I'm like, okay, girl, just do your thing. You don't have to go back and forth with people on social media. Let them say what they want to say. If you know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
you know what it is, and keep moving. But she made herself look silly.
Yeah, she
on
did.
social
But it's
media.
also
She did.
it's just kind of like it's not messing up your pockets.
Why
So
everybody
why?
be coming at DJ Academics though? He be.
'Cause
Let me
it's
tell you
proposal.
something.
That's a rhetorical question.
Like,
It's goof ass.
He is, but sometimes he be saying some truth to some things sometimes. And I think it really just stings because it is true.
I think
That's what I think.
Act also lives to like be in women's business and like just jump on.
I don't know necessarily women's business. I just think because he's talked about men too. And
I mean,
No.
yeah, but I just feel that Act is one of those people that when you look at him, you could just tell he's not about that life
I think he's entertaining.
until somebody actually
You
really
think
pulls
he's
up on
what?
him. Yeah.
He's goofy, but he's entertaining sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I have laughed at some things that he has said on certain podcasts and certain things. It did be funny. I'm gonna be honest.
Listen.
Here's my thing. People are going to have an opinion. Just
Every day.
all day. So like you don't have to respond to everything.
So people, it's what
Like
people
everybody
live
thought
for
you're
on social
a
media.
side chick. So what? You know you whatever the hell you are. Just keep it moving. Just live your best life. Like not everything deserves a response. Just let it be. Like especially when you know what's going on in your own life. That's
Facts.
I feel like sometimes people just have to make noise on social media. I don't know what it is about the presence of social media. People are gonna talk. Let people talk.
Because what
Okay.
social media is that I get to be a tough person. I get to be this person online versus who I
But you
actually
just
am.
like people have to understand that this is
In
purely
reality.
entertainment for people. Your real life is someone's entertainment.
Hey,
Don't give them more to sit and have their popcorn. Just
misery loves company.
but you're feeding it. Right?
That's because
That
these
might
celebs
you
feel
know
like
what
they,
it is. Just keep. Well, I don't
But
even
the
know
thing
her
is-
did even dealing like that no more.
But the thing is
Are
that
they still dealing
celebs
like that?
celebs
Were they ever?
do exactly
Well, she took all his pictures down. They said.
celebs do exactly what us regular folks do. Right?
Of course.
It's just they just have a higher income than us. But I don't put none of them on a high pedestal at all because they still at the end of the day
And this kinda
do
goes
the
in-
same shit that we do.
I just want to go into one of the other topics we're going to talk about. But I really want celebrities just to like. Sometimes they don't got nothing better to do. Like they don't have to post everything on social media. Don't people got each other like cell phone numbers? They can't talk stuff out. We don't need to be in a group chat.
That's a whole fact.
But we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, speaking of group chats, man. So of course Family Feud.
Not the game show, y'all. Not the game show.
What do we do?
What's all Romeo?
I Alright, so as you all have been seeing lately, that's been trending, Master P and son Romeo have been going back and forth via social media. Now, of course, things have sparked when Romeo noticed that his father, Percy Miller,
You said the whole government.
made a post, a RIP post to Twitch, RIP to him, committed suicide, like a week ago now. It's been a week. Okay. Yeah. And, Romeo didn't take too kind of that. Especially he felt as though you're making a post dedicated to someone that you've never met and don't even know. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, you have actual kids that you don't even communicate with, who probably have been dealing with what he's, committed. And I guess that really got Percy's attention, because they've been going back and forth on social media, to the point that, Romeo has made it known that he has not received any money since he's came into the game, especially with his what's his chips?
Rap snacks, man. Go get y'all some rap snacks. For real. I think I'm playing, man. You gonna get you the honey barbecue joints.
Yeah.
That's Romeo. That's the one with Romeo on it. Or my personal favorite, go get a dab of ranch. Dab of ranch, we can make it happen.
Carson been saying this for the last 2 years.
Longer than 2 years.
I know, this is,
It's been longer
he
than
put
2
me on the
years.
rap snacks and I didn't even know until Carson was talking about it.
With a dab of ranch, you can make it happen. That's the Migos version. I'm trying to tell you.
It's the fact that you never knew about
I
rap
didn't
snacks.
know.
You never heard about rap, like at all?
No, really,
I'm
so
not-
Carson was talking about it. And I
I'm not
thought, and as
surprised.
soon
You
as
must
he,
not have corner stores.
exactly, that's what I'm saying, in the county
Where's she
yard.
from?
Don't go from
They
she don't
got
step
corner
outside the
stores.
county. That's
You gotta
why.
drive to it'd be like 5 minutes away, so it's no corner store. So me working in the city, I see in the corner store. I'm hype.
God.
Whole childhood. Like, I don't understand.
Yo,
what I'm
I'm
saying?
a county girl.
They had rap snacks. I used to
Suburb.
go to the corner store in 87 to get rap
Oh
snacks.
my God.
After basketball practice at 7, 8 grade.
But yeah, man. So Romeo had to make a post, thanking Rap Snacks because he's finally going to receive his first check, y'all. His first check.
But this
From Rap
they
Snacks.
didn't even put this on social media.
It definitely didn't, but I guess if this is the only means of us getting it, I'm just saying as far as if who knows?
Well, according to him,
Percy's
he
probably
tried
not
to reach out to his dad and never got no response.
Yeah, he's
So,
probably not answering. So I mean, if I can't get your attention on the phone, then alright, cool. I'm gonna get your attention on social
clearly
media
did.
because that's where you be. And the thing
He
is,
did say that. I think he was saying that his father always be on social media,
yeah,
like
and
posting mad,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that people nowadays really have to. If I'm reaching out to you trying to check in on you
That is
or
sad.
anything, you're not responsive. But the only way I could get your attention
That's
is by
sad.
outing you on social media. That shit's whack.
That's super whack.
That shit's whack.
That's what Romeo was saying. He like, this is a goddamn shame I gotta do this, but I gotta do this.
Right.
The part about it is, it's been working.
Yeah.
I liked Master P's first what he said until he was like, "Son, stop making people feel sorry for you." I'm like, Master P, you ain't had to say that. You could have said we want healing. He could have left that whole part out. I think everything he was said up until that point, I was okay. This sounds good. All right. Then he went and said that. I'm like, oh, child.
Because he proven Romeo right. Even in the next video, he's sitting on the steps talking about his damn cereal. He's just like, bro, we not even finna eat that cereal, bro. We don't care nothing about none of that right now, bro. Why y'all always talking about this? Y'all not talking about my brand new cereal right here. Here you go. Let's go talk about that. Oh yeah, Romeo, man.
Have y'all tried the cereal?
I know.
He been doing this since he was a little kid when I was fixing him cereal in the morning.
I forgot he
Come
had
on,
cereal.
bro.
Did you try cereal?
I don't even know where to buy his cereal.
I ain't see it in Walmart.
I haven't seen it either.
Listen,
You might see it at Aldi.
If he got it in some stores,
Oh, yeah.
shout out to him. Because you know what I'm saying, I understand his prerogative.
Yeah.
Cool. But that is not the time or the place to be talking about that shit. He had on his shoes and stuff too. Like I understand, promote all your stuff. But bro, don't take this as no opportunity to promote. No
That's
shit.
a
I ain't
fact.
gonna front.
You're proving Romeo right.
That's actually, you know what was funny is that when
I think I got all y'all
it
attention.
reminds
Why
me,
not?
it reminds me of when Rick Ross was trying to stand up for Meg when she first got shot, but the nigga was promoting his fucking Bel Air. It's like, bro, a woman just got shot and you promoting Bel Air,
Because
bro.
he knew the traffic would come. They not stupid.
Like, bro, come on.
I mean, it's
son.
a marketing genius, but you're right. When it comes to family, like,
Right.
no.
Boy, get your goof.
Yeah, so hopefully they can really, you know,
Work it out.
work
Get that
this
healing
out.
for real. Off of social media.
Yeah, off
I
of social
agree.
media, but it just sucks though. Now, you know, it got niggas looking at P crazy because it's just like, I know damn sure I wasn't getting hyped to apply to ICDC college. Where is that anyway?
Everywhere. That's what it is.
I thought it was an online school.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's everywhere.
I don't know.
Right, I didn't know it was like an actual campus.
I think it's online. I don't
It is online joint. That's why I said it's everywhere.
You know, we're not gonna make because Master P has been innovating in some things, so we're not gonna go and say like he hasn't
Nah, but he out here,
tried.
you out here making your son work for free.
I was about to say, I think that's Romeo's point though. Like he's always advocating for the community and other people,
Right.
but he's not checking in at home.
Facts.
I mean, and
His
he has
kids
a
is going
point.
through depressions and
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
So
And I think he definitely has a point. We just don't need to be in
The
check.
nigga hears Romeo say all of that and like, man, that's wild that you say all of this while I'm sitting next here in this fucking cereal. I'm going up against Frosted Flakes.
and then he was trying to call Romeo lazy. I'm like, that man has been in
No, yeah.
they black movies, you know, low budget movies, but he's been in a
Low
lot
budget
of stuff.
movies.
He got Christmas movies. on
Some of
there.
them wasn't
Y'all
even
is
on budget.
wildin' out
Like,
tonight.
Some of
let's
them
not
made-
act like Romeo hasn't been working since he was a kid. What are you talking about?
That's the only kid of his that we know about. And the other little niggas that's hooping now,
Yeah.
first of all, their names is Hersey and Mercy.
And the one
And Romeo
clearly
named
that was
Percy.
suffering depression and on drugs, like
That's how I should have known something was up, because you don't make kids' name rhyme like that.
Nah.
Hersey, Mercy,
Remember,
Hersey.
remember,
They
when
not
they tried to,
twins?
remember when they tried to
They're
have
not
him
even
him and Bow Wow beef?
First of all, Bow
that
Wow.
was never a beef.
That was no, you're right.
I was never going
There was no competition.
At all. At all.
That was.
at all, man. You know what? Speaking of Bow Wow, man, of course. So you know when it comes, I guess when it comes to discussing anything 106 and Park related,
Mr. Wilson Park himself.
yeah, himself. You know, which he rightfully earned that name. I could give him that. Bow Wow, corny nigga. Sharp Ma is definitely a corny nigga, but for him to earn that name, hats off, respect to him because he definitely deserved it. Anytime you turned on 106 in Park, he was on there. Number one.
Yes,
all
he
time.
was. Lord.
That's why
Yeah,
he
some of his videos retire. His videos. Yeah.
It was the Bow Wow Wow yippee yo yippee yay.
He retired a lot.
Then it
That
was
was the first one.
Let Me Hold You Down.
They had the Bow Wow Wow.
That was
That's what started.
Yeah,
with
that definitely was.
And Ja Rule put it on me. That's why they was
I
like, we gotta
seen
start
Bow Wow
retiring
in
shit.
the
Hell
video.
yeah.
Like, we gotta go to this video.
But yeah, so apparently, JD, Jermaine Dupri, Bow's pops, as he refers to him as dad, because he, came into the game and been schooling him and, been there rightfully so through his entire career, announced that, made it known that he was, the reason why Bow pretty much got onto 106 in Park, and Bow Wow was pretty much like,
Did he say that? I thought he
No,
said
he
was
said
great,
he was the
great.
reason why 106 started.
Right.
oh,
Greatest,
okay,
yeah.
all right, yeah, and Bow Wow was pretty much like, no, and that's not how it happened.
What we talking about, y'all?
And then of course it drew in, because Bow Wow started talking his shit, and then it drew in the Brat. She stepped in and pretty much was like, you're not going to disrespect JD like that. You could pull up. Now the Brat, I feel like the Brat will wash.
She had what was the show that they was on?
The little grown up hip hop.
Yeah,
Already
the
did
first
all
time
this
she had to
before.
dig in his shit.
Yeah, I think she want to slap that nigga. Like, I think she do.
She be thinking about all be wildin'.
She from the West Side.
But
Yeah,
again,
from
like
Chicago.
what?
Yeah, she
What are we,
first out the
what are we
crib.
talking about? Like, who cares?
Yeah, it's
who
one of
created
them.
the
Yeah,
most
it really
park?
is.
Like,
It's kind of
just
like
so dumb.
106 and Park doesn't even exist today. So
And for a very long time it hasn't. So what are we talking about?
it's kind of like what point are you trying to prove? What does this really
We don't
validate
care.
for anyone at this point? Who cares?
I don't know.
But
Celebrities are bored this Christmas.
again,
holiday.
but also again, it's on social media. So hopefully they're able to patch this up.
Please, immediately.
So that it can get off social media.
Facts.
Immediately.
I
This is
really
dumb.
hate that folks really take everything to social media. It's a little annoying.
It's weird.
Robert Kelly. Are we welcoming a new child for him? Allegedly.
He don't even know.
He don't even know.
This nigga dropped the album and didn't
But
even
you know what though? This is
I'm still trying to figure out how they was even able
He
to
said
get that
he- no,
on
he denied.
Apple and Spotify.
he denied it. He said he did not. He had a phone call from prison saying he did not authorize that.
That nigga starts singing in that phone call.
that thing. And to be fair, he would not have a CD named "I Admit It." Like, come on, he's not stupid.
Yes,
Maybe-
he is.
He is.
You think-
Okay, wrote a book
Not
about if
that
I would have
dumb.
had.
I don't think he's that dumb
I'm letting
That
you
nigga
know.
dumb.
He is.
That nigga dumb.
to make a CD say "I Admit
You
It."
have to understand, the CD was named after 3 songs that he has called I Admit.
But admitting to what? Not his.
You would have to listen to the
allegations. Okay, I have to
songs.
listen to the songs. I
So
didn't
no.
listen to it, so
I didn't listen to it either, but one of my men, they were talking about it in the group chat because some of these niggas listen to it. One of the songs, he talking about, I admit it, I'm a freak.
Why you can't be a freak though, y'all?
But what the hell, bro? What? He said he admitted he couldn't read the teleprompter at the Grammys. He was saying whatever kind of. Then he said that he admitted he liked old freaks and young freaks, but just because y'all say that's a pedophile don't mean that he a pedophile. So when you say he ain't that dumb,
You know what?
That
I'm
shit
giving
is
him a
dumb.
little bell, but dang, and he might
I
be
don't
that
know why.
stupid.
don't give that man nothing.
Yeah.
He starts singing on the same phone call you was talking about from jail. We
Yeah,
don't
he
even
did start
know
singing.
why.
Because he wanted to show y'all that ain't him. But I'm
But
like,
the
either
crazy
he's older
part
songs.
is, it showed us that it was. He out of nowhere just starts singing. They was like, that's my voice, y'all. Then a song he chose. He starts singing when the woman's fed up. Standing here looking in the mirror, saying damn to myself. The nigga's like, bro, what is she talking
You
about?
know what this reminds me of? That episode of the Boondocks.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
You've seen the
I
Boondocks, right?
I seen that R. Kelly episode, and that's
Oh,
when
you
you
had?
should shut the hell up.
You know how that goes. Niggas got ass.
No.
I'm
did.
telling y'all this ain't me, nah. You know what I'm saying?
That's a funny
And
episode.
usually I don't do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and break y'all over the preview of the remix. That's what he was finna
He was
say.
trying to prove, like,
Yeah.
that ain't me.
But it was. The songs have been like the
Pre-recorded,
the
right?
I Admit It songs. Not even just that they have been pre-recorded, but they released like some years ago, like on the low. I know a few people that was like, I heard some of these shits before.
So y'all believe he actually did release it?
I won't
Authorized
say that
release.
he authorized
Okay.
the release. but
Okay. But that's
whoever
him
the fuck got
singing.
control over that shit, they did, and he made probably a little decent amount of money.
But
off
here's
it.
the thing, it's
Like
he
he
did.
did authorize that shit.
as far as the baby, go get a DNA test.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
That nigga is in
Go
jail
see it,
and
cause
his
see if
girl just had a
you'll-
baby talking about it's his. I froze my eggs. He like, well, I didn't freeze my man.
That's what I'm saying. Eggs and embryos is 2 different things. You still need the sperm.
Right. So
He's like, I didn't freeze none of that.
And I'm saying you don't have conjugal, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
None of that. They're not giving him that.
I have no idea.
She put that last name on that baby.
she should
Man, listen, man.
She
Some
did.
people be mentally messed up too, so
especially
Well,
after
we know she is.
in jail
Yeah.
for. I don't know.
hell yeah,
It was somebody
man.
else.
We definitely gonna keep y'all in the mix with that for sure.
Yeah.
But more news that we got turned over to, man, because this is
the big
definitely
one.
this is what's really been giving a split amongst the black community,
Let's be specific.
especially the genders
Yes.
of the males
Versus.
and can we say female, because people be getting upset, the males and the women. Yeah,
Male
so-
and women. Okay.
I don't know. Fucking, I'm saying it. Male and females. I don't care.
Kind of dumb.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, it's really made a division.
I'm not.
And I feel
I
like you
put my
can't
stance right
really
now.
have these discussions. Like you can't have don't have a Christmas party and be like, so what y'all think of this Meg and Tory case, and people got, they're under the influence, so it's really going to start some fights.
Facts. That's a whole fact. It's like talking about religion at this point.
Yeah. So I know you've been following it heavy.
I think we all have.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
By force.
Facts. Let's start with you, because I know
Okay.
you had a lot to say.
I did.
Before we started recording.
All right, I'm gonna be honest, and I think it's safe to say that we all kind of believed. I did believe her in the beginning. I did believe Megan in the beginning that she was shot and that Tory shot her.
Speak for yourself.
All right, I'm gonna speak for myself. I did believe
I wasn't
it.
there, so I couldn't.
I wasn't there either, but you can still have an opinion about it.
Yeah, no, I'm still going to, but I believe, I don't know, the story was a little crazy. I'm gonna say that.
But
So
mind
it
you,
was
when
a
she
little
did her
crazy.
IG live, she didn't really give specifics like details per se. I mean, we kind of heard a little bit more after, but she did just say, "You shot me," and just kind of, little bits and pieces. But
Mhm.
I think the industry at one point they did. We had people coming out, F. Tory, he was blackballed. There's a lot of other stuff. So she did have a lot of support in the beginning. But it's a turn of events. I don't know where it started, but I feel like there was some people that unfollowed her. It was a lot of people. It was Drake, it was Ciara, it was Rihanna, it was, who else unfollowed her? Kylie unfollowed her. Nicki, but I think it was some other stuff, Nicki home
Probably.
stuff. But I don't know where the turning events were, but she started losing traction with the support. And she started looking a little sus. When what really happened is when she did that goddamn Gayle King interview. That's when we really started to question, because she started to get more. I don't know if she did talk about the whole dancing, shooting over the car. That's the first time I heard it was in that interview. I don't know if y'all heard it before then, but it just sounded so like, Meg, I don't believe that happened. It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, whatever she talked about on Gayle King, we knew it was going to be asked in court. And the fact
That's
that
why I
you
don't
even,
understand why
the
she
fact
did
that
that.
you even like made yourself look foolish enough to go in there and say, no, I did not have sexual relations with him.
We definitely, none of us believed that.
Yeah.
We all knew that she was lying at that point.
Hell yeah.
And a lot of women are saying, well, what does that have to do with the case? We are worried about Meg's vagina and her partners versus the actual fact that she was shot. We need to stick to the facts.
Well,
But the fact is,
that is actually, when you sharing dick with one of your best friends, that is the fact. That's what it's leading to.
But this is what the women were not understanding, that you need to have it's not just about this happened, it's why. You need to have a why. Motive counts. Especially when you're trying to prove a case. You need to know what happened, why it happened, who was involved. All of that is very significant. So they just can't focus on the fact that she was shot. We get it. But we need to figure out everything else. You can't just want to just throw an innocent man in jail because of your image. People are throwing in Rock Nation. They have a lot to do with this. Who knows? But what I am saying now is we want to talk about the facts. Meg has lied about everything up until this point, y'all. She lied about everything. She lied about saying that she wasn't really arguing. You were, and you were fighting.
It was in a whole brawl.
Whole brawl. She talked about the fact that she didn't want to, she wanted to leave. She didn't want to leave, especially without Tory.
Yeah, because Tory was crushing on Kylie.
She talked about the fact that her EJ, the stylist or former stylist, had left, and he was like, don't be putting me out like that. Like, if you came with me, you leaving with me. So he said he was not happy about that comment, so she lied about that. She lied about what they were actually arguing about, like you said, sharing sausage, not because you wanted to leave.
Talking about some sharing sausage.
You lied about the entire how everything happened that night. Meg, you just lied. She lied. Okay, period. I know how the women feel, but the reality is she lied. And when you lie, you are not credible. And you're supposed to be an innocent You lying on national television, on the stand. Girl. Then Kelsey, y'all. Let's get into Kelsey. Her ass now did a whole, I guess, testimony in September. Mind you, y'all, not September 2020, because people were like, she took hush money. I'm saying if she took hush money, she would have took it 2 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would that be offered right now? And at least logically to me. So she said how it all went down, and Tory shot Meg, and then her and Tory got into a fight, dragged her out the car. She got balls spots, and all this crap. Sounded believable. They said she sounded very confident. She was poised in the interview. All of that. She get her ass on the stand. What does she do?
Switch up everything.
Mm-hmm. Everything is switched up.
Kills the prosecution's case. They thought they had it in a bag. Boom. Nope. She said, I'm requesting immunity. Now, for me, I'm not, see, this is your field, but from my understanding, when you request for immunity, you don't want to incriminate yourself for something.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to say some things to make yourself look guilty.
Yep.
Right? Is that true? Okay. So not only that, she pled the fifth. You were innocent victim too. Why are you pleading the fifth, ma'am? When they asked her, after Tory threatened to shoot you, what did you say? She said, I pled the fifth. So I'm like, girl.
They asked her if Tory shot Megan, and she pled the fifth on that too.
Oh, I missed that one. Because you don't want to sit your ass up there and lie. You know why? Well, you can charge for perjury now. So now people are questioning, was her testimony the fact and truthful in September? Or did she really lie in September? And that's why she pled the fifth, because she knew she couldn't say what she said in that recording.
Mm.
I think it was that. I think she lied in September, and what was true, that's why she didn't say what she said the same. Because if that is all what went down, you should be able to repeat the same thing you said.
Yeah, and I think for me, that's why I was just like, this ongoing process has been very annoying for real, because it's like you have so many sides to the story, and it's just like niggas just want the truth.
I think it's starting to add up now between EJ, what some of the things that Kelsey said, and that witness. Some of the things he said, a lot of things he said. It is starting to look like, my belief, and I'm gonna say this on record, I think Kelsey shot her. That's what I think. I'm looking in the camera, and I know women are gonna come for me, because I'm always known as the pick me. I've been called that. Male identified. Kelsey shot that girl. That's what I think. And women, we have shown to be very delusional. We're not taking accountability, and we gotta do better. We talk about protect black women, but we need to protect our black men too, who are innocent. I think a lot of women who are identifying and projecting, and this is what we're seeing now. So I know I'm about to get called all types of pick-me's, but I'm ready. That's my take, guys. I had to call the women out. And they gonna think I'm on the man, but we need to do better. We do not know how to take accountability, but we be down y'all throats for y'all to do it. We gotta do better.
Oh, is that a little bit too?
Facts. Big pause.
So, this is a shit show. We can all agree that this is a shit show.
Agreed, bro. Like, that's why it's like following something. It's just all over the place.
Right.
And really just trying to, it's kind of like you have a 1,000-piece puzzle. Somebody, you damn near feel like you almost finished, but then someone comes and steps on it, and now you gotta put the pieces together.
They come over with another 1,000-piece puzzle and throw those pieces in.
They sure did. And you like, damn, where the pieces to the old puzzle?
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
I don't even know which pieces go where now.
Right.
Yeah, but this is the picture still. So, check this out, right? Because I gotta
All right, take
just for a little bit of clarification on some things, so that we can identify what certain things mean, so that we can continue the convo. So like,
all right.
when you're in court, right, and you choose to plead the fifth, that's not just a thing you can just throw out there at any given time when you want to, right? So like, let's say for instance, if this was a murder case and a person is taking a stand because apparently they know who the murderer is, and the judge is like, do you know who murdered this person? And they're like, I plead the fifth. They might not let that fly. They might not be like, okay, you just plead the fifth. They might be like, no, That's not a
Right,
that's not
because in
a
the case
penalty.
she said she asked, I didn't answer this question for
Yeah,
certain things.
and
They
then,
be like,
and
yeah.
then the judge will be like, yeah.
All
But
right.
then once you say that you don't want to answer or whatever, once you put that there, then the nigga might be like, you then have to tell why you didn't want to say whatever they asked you or why you wanted to plead the fifth. You know what I'm saying? So now in this case, Kelsey didn't want to say certain things, and once she got some kind of immunity, then she agreed to talk, because in her mind she's like, you know, I'm good, I can say whatever. But it's not quite literally you can say whatever and you're just immune. No, you can say certain things, but then certain things too, you can implicate yourself if you answer them. And in knowing that, that's why when she got up there on the stand, now after having been read, like, you know, her rights, her lawyers is like, yo, can't do this, you can't do this, whatever, because of certain things she had to, you know, go back and ask her lawyer. And the judge is like, yo, you gotta answer this, or you gotta whatever. And they had to take a couple recesses because she was just like, damn, I don't know how to answer or whatever. I don't know if I want to, whatever. But she has to. So, you know, like I'm saying, in that case, certain things that she just has to say, even if she doesn't want to now. And that's why it's so different what she's saying in court versus what she said before. Now, the crazy part about this whole entire thing is that it's two things that I want to say that I gotta address. The first thing is that controlling the narrative in this whole entire case has been something that Megan has been using to her advantage in the public. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you the first one to come out and say he did it. You the first one to come out and say anything else about it. So now
you gotta uphold that image.
You gotta uphold that. What you said. You said this person did it, and you're gonna keep saying it.
She was on a whole campaign.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, and to that point, once you do that, you gotta keep that up. You know what I'm saying. And in controlling the narrative, it can become dangerous because not everybody knows all of the details. And this leads to my second point. You then made this a thing about like protecting black women versus black men. You then created this gender war thing in there that was unnecessary because this isn't a black men versus black women thing. Right. This is a Tory versus Megan versus Kelsey thing that we're learning now. Initially, we just thought it was just
dumb. And for domestic, abusers, the victims, they got them dragging this too.
You know what I'm saying? And the
I feel like originally though, it was really Kelsey versus Meg.
We just didn't know.
Because they were swapping dick with the same nigga.
You really gotta emphasize that point.
Right, because a lot of women was really like, why would Meg sleep with him? Meg don't need him.
Can I say this one thing to that? Oh no, go ahead, Carson. Go ahead and finish your point.
So
you brought up something really important.
So to that point, once you add all of that stuff in there, you then create this cushion where no matter what happens, you've garnered this following of women that just identify with stuff that you're going through because they either put themselves in your shoes, or stuff like this has happened to them too, because it has. We know that. Still, like this happens to black women. Actually, you know what I'm saying? And so now, no matter what happens, they're gonna be on your side because they identify with it.
Right.
Oh, I know.
And that then you have this following behind it. But then you on the contrary, create this other following against you because there are black men that have gone through stuff like this and the person was lying, and now you got people that just all of a sudden now they're on Tory's side. It's like a cult-like following on both sides. So now, once you get the stand, and because this is the state versus Tory or whatever, and she's the one that it happens to, it's crazy how there's an order to which people have to take the stand for a reason. Megan went up there first, then the friend went up there, and the bodyguard went up there. Tory still didn't even went up there.
Y'all think you put him up there?
I for sure think that he put him up there.
He's gonna get up there.
Yeah, he got to go up there. He's got to go up after everybody else though, and that's what I'm
I
saying.
like defenses day. Don't put them on the stand. I don't know. But
Nah, I mean,
I love to hear his side.
If a motherfucker is saying he shot and he
should have a right to defend himself.
He not only should he does, and he pretty much has to. Because the court is up there like, you can't just be like, yo, somebody said you shot him.
The way this case is going, he ain't got to do nothing. She didn't need to be thrown out.
That's why I'm saying the order to which the people are going to testify makes a difference. Because now, Megan is like, I've been controlling this narrative, I've been saying this, whatever. So when she went up there, she's saying all the stuff that we knew she was going to say. She added in a little spicy things here and there just to add a little bit more. And everybody's just like, damn, oh my God, I'm on her side, whatever. And then immediately, there's a kicker. For one, there's certain things that she stated publicly before that when she went up there to testify and she spoke on it, we found out was a lie. We know in court, if you are up there to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and apparently that's what you've been doing this whole time according to you, once you say two things that make that's not true. Like you said that this didn't happen, and in court you said this did happen. Now everything else is in question.
Right.
That's what people are not understanding.
Because they just sticking to the narrative. They changing. They
She was shot, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what it was.
So the case isn't even about if she was shot. We know
That's what I
she
was making
shot.
that point to people.
The case is about who shot her.
Right.
And then in order to figure out who shot her, because there's two people that's like, I didn't do it. Now we got to figure out why whatever happened even happened.
And why y'all lying?
Because that plays a part into who did it.
Yeah.
And then it's why y'all lying? You know what I'm saying? So now we go from that. Megan get up there, say some stuff that we realized that we found out wasn't true. Some people are just like, we don't even care about none of that. And it's like, no, you have to care. Because she lied. And now she's in court. And then the friend gets up there and she says a whole different account of some shit that we never even knew was even going on, that we even knew happened. And then out of nowhere, the state's like, we had a witness. Person that lives there said he seen the whole thing. And then that, I don't know if y'all heard that part, but one of the guys, he's a lawyer. He's been reporting on it. He's been every day. Did you see the story about that?
So the most recent witness he was sent from the balcony.
Yeah.
I
Right.
did.
So for the Mixxeners out there who didn't know, the guy was pretty much saying that he seen the whole altercation. He was like, he seen the truck pulled up right there in front of his crib. He said shit like that happens all the time because of where he lives. He sees a lot of that because of who lives around him and where he is. Mm-hmm. He said when it happened, two chicks hopped out of a car and they was fighting for several minutes. Like they was fighting, going at it for several minutes. Then he was like, small guy came out of there. He tried to intervene, whatever. They were still fighting each other. He kind of got involved, and he said a bodyguard came out there and tried to separate them, like violently, like they moved. Y'all get over there, whatever. Then a short guy came out of there and tried to, intervene as well. And then in the midst of that, once they got them separated, he said one girl went inside of the car and reached for something. He said it was muzzled because he heard the sound and he seen like a light. And he thought it was fireworks because it probably was a little gun. It probably wasn't no big shit. Thought it was fireworks. Heard it went off a couple times. Then he said a little guy went in there. Then he grabbed the gun and he started shooting that bitch in the air. Then he said they put the joint down. He said all three of them kind of jumped on one of the girls, which is brazy. But now,
I thought they were going to throw her in the river.
Yeah, that's brazy. He thought they was going to throw her in the river.
It's insane to add in there.
But even to some of the stuff that he was saying,
was a river even there?
Right?
Like, what the fuck?
dramatic.
I thought I was in the hills. River, somebody pool in the backyard or something. We don't know. But it's certain things though that, like, again, and this is happening. This is why it's just crazy that people are picking sides, because there's a lot of bullshit on every side, even the witness. The witness is just like,
because he was saying some contradictory things too. Yes.
From what he said before versus what he said in court.
He's going to take any opportunity to take his 5 seconds of fame to get on. It's like, okay, I'm going to add this in there.
And so now, when we get back into the thick of things, it's looking like they were at Kylie's house. Tory was flirting with Kylie. Megan didn't like it because, I guess, whatever they had going on, and he was doing that right in front of her, she felt some kind of way. Mm-hmm. But also wasn't trying to reveal too much of her emotions about that because the friend was there, and the friend used to mess with Tory, and the friend didn't know that Megan used to mess with Tory. So she's trying to mask
Meg was messing with Tory.
Yeah, she was trying to hide all of that. So she was like, forget this, I'm leaving or whatever. But in reality, she didn't really want to leave because she just didn't want Tory messing with Kylie.
Yep.
So she acted like she wanted to leave, then she turned back. I gotta go get my shoe. They're like, what shoe? I'm just going to get the shoe. But then you leave with Tory because that's what you came for. Mm-hmm. And probably, of course, she's probably blocking because Tory was on one. He said he was on one. We seen in the live he was on one. When they leave, now it's a whole argument. They arguing about whatever. They start throwing personal jabs about each other. They start talking about each other's music and stuff like that. And Tory takes it with you need to stop lying to your friend. You messing with me, you messing with this guy that she used to mess with, this other guy she used to mess with, whatever. That's also a part of the thing that people was in the uproar about because you're revealing all these people that Megan used to mess with. And it's two parts about it. One part is that people are like, why does that matter? And we're like, it matters because that's a point in the argument and the fight. Mm-hmm. But then it's also like, people are like, why does that matter? They're trying to make the case about that. I'm like, no, people are just upset because they finding out that Megan is a little bit different than what they actually thought she was.
That's exactly what
Meg is the same as you. Whoever woman that's being defended, like that, defending her, Megan is you. So that's why it's just kind of like, why does that even matter?
Because they realize, damn, like, these details is coming out. Is she not looking as innocent as she said? But we can't say that.
Not even just for the innocent part, because that's true too. But they just mad that they found out she slept with all these people because they just didn't think that she was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy because it's like they'd be the same ones. It's like, oh, it don't matter if she was like that. It's like, if it don't matter if she was like that, why are you putting so much emphasis?
Right.
Which is what I was going to say to the point what you brought up. People were saying, like, you know, Party, he's embarrassed about her body count and she will lie. They expected her to lie about Tory. It's okay because who would admit that?
That's crazy to say.
You willingly chose to sleep with him. I don't understand.
I don't think
it's
Party,
very crazy to say.
I don't think Party said that.
She was still pull a sympathy card, like, Dad, it's affecting my relationship because now I had to put all that. I think that's why she put that out there, to just another sympathy card, like, you know.
But it's really not, bro. Like, and the thing is that, yo, no matter what, like, you just another typical chick off the block like, that do what women do. You do what normal people do.
I would have been embarrassed to sleep with him. I'm like, but you chose to sleep with him. I was never. I don't know. Some people said they've had bodies they've been embarrassed about, but I just can't identify with that. So, but anyway,
the people are more embarrassed about it than Megan because they
was defending it like she would never sleep with him. Like,
she would never sleep with a person like that. Right? She would never do nothing with somebody like
this tall.
He's this tall with bald headed. You heard the
chat. It's like not only did she sleep with this little nigga, but she slept with a baby. The baby.
Right.
It's like it's like you
another little nigga.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like.
Said she liked him.
That's what I meant when I said people didn't think that she was like this. You know that Ben Simmons is 6'11".
So did she really sleep with him? Because he said nah.
He said
of course, yeah. I mean, that's what I said. I thought the same thing. Like, right.
That nigga said accusations.
Bill Clinton
False
said
accusations.
he did not have sexual relations.
I
knew Bill Clinton was hitting that shit.
He got the time.
So people were mad that Meg is a pass around.
We don't even gotta call her pass around. We don't even gotta take
it.
They just didn't think that she was like that, and they found out that she liked that, and they trying to act like Tory's trying to build his case around it, and we're like, no. The fight and the argument started because of. Well, matter of fact, it didn't even start because of that. It started because of Tory, and then you find out all of the other stuff because Tory was throwing that at her towards the friend because she was throwing personal jabs at him. That's the type of shit that happened. You start cutting deep in the argument, motherfucker cut deep back. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, you and your best friend fighting because you done found out you've been messing with all these other guys that the friend messing with. Mm-hmm. And that's relative to the case
what do y'all think,
niggas start shooting.
What do y'all think Tory was actually apologizing about? Do you think he was apologizing about just kind of putting that all out there?
So, he made a whole tape about it.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was apologizing about it. He said he wasn't apologizing for shooting. He was apologizing because he messed with both of the friends and the shit he was saying in the argument.
Went and everything.
How the night he was apologizing for that. He wasn't apologizing for because he's like he didn't shoot her. Yeah. Which from what the motherfucker said, the friend started shooting first.
Right, because even if he was shooting in the air, he still didn't shoot at her. So the way and then people, oh my god.
That's why I said the case. People taking the case and turning it into something that it ain't.
Some
about
people
who shot Meg.
They going so hard. Some people are saying, oh, well, now that we see how drunk she was, you know, Tory had the gun, so she probably assumed and mistaken that it was him. I said, y'all, stop now. Y'all being ridiculous now. This woman sat her ass up here and confidently said, with confidence now, it had a whole elaborate story of how it happened. So no, she did not assume or mistaken it was him. She said, you shot me.
She did. She said, Tory shot me.
Over the car, shooting and saying, dance, bitch, dance. So, y'all doing
to the point that everybody that was there are all saying nobody heard him ever say
no one said, no one
all
said
of them is like, she the only one that's saying she heard that. And he was like, I've never heard him say anything like that. Not only that,
somebody had to hear this.
But she was
somebody drunk. Put that on Twitter and she probably read that and was like, yeah, let me just add this in
so
there.
They're saying that she was drunk. Well, she said
like
she was
real drunk.
She stated before that she didn't remember a whole lot of stuff from the night because she was drunk, but yet she remembers certain things in detail, which is the type of thing that a lawyer would definitely dive into. How you don't remember a lot of stuff, but you remember this stuff in exact detail when you was drunk. Even the friend was like, yeah, she was kind of busted. You know what I'm saying?
They said the EJ said Kelsey was floating in the pool because she was so drunk.
Exactly, and that's why people.
They was like, and we see how y'all watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Y'all see how much Corey and Kylie be drinking.
They was probably on other shit too. They was drinking. I'm pretty sure they was doing more than that. That's why this whole thing is a shit show, and everybody trying to pick a side. It sounds so crazy because it's like, look at what we talking about. All of them was faded off of whatever,
right?
And a whole bunch of stuff happened. The witnesses, them that are most credible, Because that motherfucker probably was so
sober.
It was just, he probably
waking
said,
up.
oh, the black people out here fighting again. Let me see. Oh, they shooting. Let me duck. One of the bullets probably flew past this shit up there. He probably up there, thought it was gonna go there.
Karen,
they
Karen,
still-
get in here. Look at this shit.
That shit shooting again.
They still have a couple
Yeah.
of people. Defense still have a couple of people that they want to. I totally understand.
Tory being one of them.
I didn't hear him. I heard it's the police officer. It was like a detective.
Tory better get his ass up there and speak.
It was somebody else before. I didn't hear Tory's going to take the stand, but like I said, at this point, I think the defense is like, you don't even need to sit your ass up there because
But you said Kelsey didn't shoot, and he said it twice in different.
In the comments on somebody's Instagram.
One was online and one was in the comment section.
Now, could he have been covering for her?
I don't know why.
It's like, but why would he do that? And then why would she in
September
September say that he did it?
Maybe.
If somebody covering for me, I'm not gonna throw them under the bus.
But see, at the time in which he said he didn't do it, and the time she did it was 2 years after. We don't know if a lot of things have played out.
Well,
at
for
that
one-
point.
No, it was September this year.
Right? No, I'm right. She did it this year, but I'm saying when he was saying she didn't do it, that was way when it happened 2
Well,
years
for
ago.
one,
Right?
let's use semantics here for a second, because saying such and such shot such and such is quite literally a purposeful thing, versus this person shot and then a bullet ricocheted off something and the shrapnel hit somebody.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You see how that's different than, oh, she shot her.
So
We
what
might
you're
say
saying
that. We
is,
might say she shot her, whatever. But
I
the
feel like
reality
they was
is
both
that
fighting over that gun, and it was just
it
going
went
off.
off exactly.
So they don't.
But the
So if he's
gun
like she didn't
expert-
shoot it, he can say that.
But the
He can
gun
say that.
expert said that it's not accidental. You actually had to with the
No,
force.
no,
You actually
right.
had the trigger.
And that's why I'm saying, as far as the gun going off and being shot wasn't accidental.
Right.
But her getting hit
was.
in the way that she got hit, that was.
But people also argue now. You had intentions. You pulled out that gun off the car. So what you trying to do?
And
with
so
it?
to that point, motherfuckers would have to prove who actually was the one that did what and had the intention.
According to the witness, her ass went in the car, Kelsey, and got the gun.
Kelsey,
That's why people are looking at that like, yo, there we have it. But a lot of people really, really want it to be Tory.
Yeah.
They really do, and that's why y'all talk about pause. I'm just gonna say what it is. Like, I'm gonna be the one who say I did believe Megan in the beginning, and then after everything came out, it's kind of like there we are. Like you just said, see, there it is. Tory ain't go in the car and get it first, whether he had it after he didn't. Again, it's about the intent. Kelsey, you took your ass in the car and got the gun. Because a lot of women were saying, oh, there should have been no gun pulled, right? So y'all got to stick to what y'all were saying.
Mm.
So where we at with this? So
It's gonna be tough, man.
I think they say something wrap the case up at like Thursday.
Aren't they doing a driver? Where's the driver?
They think they said the driver's on some like security something. I don't know where. They were trying to find a Meg's bodyguard, but the
He
driver.
wasn't there though. He wasn't there.
I know they were
It was
trying to
just
find
the
him
driver.
because they were saying that Tory had admitted to the bodyguard that he had shot Meg, allegedly. That's why they want to find him. But they can't find him. So they're pretty much saying.
Oh no, Kelsey had sent a text to him.
Yeah.
That's
So,
right.
but they also said that Tory himself went to the bodyguard like the next day or so
Who
and
said
had.
that?
This is what I heard. And then
I know,
like I don't know who. This is on their
I know
side.
Kelsey sent
And
a
then-
saying that.
Apologizing, saying that he had, shot her. So that's what they're saying. They really want to find the bodyguard to admit that. But the bodyguard's nowhere to be found. So they're like, hey,
He's over at the World Cup.
if we can,
Oh,
if they
I'm saying
just subpoena him, if they're like, all right, if he can come, cool, but we not gonna wait on him. We gonna keep the case going.
Right.
Which the defense
Yeah,
is
you
doing
heard
Birmingham right now.
They
Like
might not need it, especially.
they really might not need it at this point
He
because
said he apologized for that too, and then even still, you know what I'm saying? If a person were to be trying to make it seem like somebody else did something, they can do that. Let me just text this person, hey, Tory shot him, just because you text somebody. Tory shot
Yeah,
him,
just so they can try to have like that text thread and receipts and everything.
some people are saying like, oh, the jurors must be going through hell. No, they not. If I was them, I'd be like, look, we not gonna be no deliberating for like 10 hours. Let's just wrap this shit up so I can go home.
Yeah.
Like this is like not. There's no way. But be fair. There's no way they can convict him with all of these inconsistencies and this,
That's
you
what-
know,
Hey, you seen that
story
episode?
that's all over the place.
I seen that episode of Martin. The jury probably back in there ordering ribs and Chinese food and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry.
See what I'm saying? She gonna be one of the jurors.
Right.
No, they need not to. They need not to be. This does not need to be long. This does not need to be long. They don't need to be no more than an hour. If that, wrap this shit up now. Like it's like
listen.
it's too convoluted to just say he
have
did
a
it.
split in that shit when it comes down to
You
it.
can't have a split in that because the main witness, your key witnesses lied.
They ain't
Your
looking at
case is
that.
shot. I
They
know
ain't
the
looking at
prosecution
that.
like, God damn it.
They ain't
I'm
looking at that.
Poor Kathy Ty, whatever the hell her name is, she probably like, God damn, child.
I just want people to be a lot less invested in this as they are.
Okay, you know what?
There's
That's a
people
great
losing
point.
friends and shit
Yo,
over this. People really made
I'm
this.
unfriending
Yeah,
people.
It's really crazy. It's really
Can
crazy.
we say
It's
this to
never
the
that
people, though,
serious,
y'all?
especially for people that you don't even know.
Y'all need to, like, for real, like, this, we gotta say this like a PSA. Don't get that invested in this. You know, I feel like it's cool to, like, if you want to have, like, friendly debates, but it's not that. I think, like you said, people are losing friendships, being super disrespectful, truly identifying with it as if, like, it's them. Like, it's just too much. Like,
Right.
it's not. But you know what's gonna be crazy, though? When the verdict happens.
That's what I'm waiting for.
No matter what the verdict says.
Oh, they still gonna be like Tory still did it. I don't care.
They are still gonna say that.
They
It's
gonna
be
ride
They
that.
still gonna say
It's
that.
gonna be crazy.
And they gonna
no
say
matter what
for
it is.
black or not, they were very least protected. And oh my gosh, and blah blah blah.
And it's still gonna be us. They gonna hate us. And it's black man's fault.
I had y'all back.
Appreciate it.
I did.
It's not about black men and black
It's
women.
not
Right,
about
it's
it,
definitely
but
not.
but you know what though? It's not about it, but since we made it about it, I think we need to start speaking on it about what we be doing that's not okay. And that's what I like over the weekend, just seeing how everything is playing. Like, people are really like thinking like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not okay. It's not
I
okay.
agree.
You know? So
I agree.
some people are just scared. You know, again, you're going against the popular opinion. But, yeah, no.
But
It is
we
what
definitely
it is.
gonna stay in the mix with that, y'all.
Sure we'll know by next week. I would
Probably
say by
so.
Friday.
Yeah. But listen, man, this was episode 108.
Oh no, we supposed to did we talk about like our wrap up real quick?
Just you want to wrap?
I mean, that's what we were talking about, so I didn't know that's what we were gonna do real quick.
you
But okay, we don't have to wrap up.
No, it's just 2022 definitely had its highs and lows.
Oh yes.
For those who suffer more lows than highs, your highs coming. Try to remain positive. Go to a space to where it relaxes your mind a bit. Is needed. If you don't have a therapist and have been looking for one, definitely search for one. It's actually next week will mark a year since I've been in therapy. And it's been very, very therapeutic, y'all. The best decision I made a year ago before the year closed out. So, just going into the new year with a different mindset on things in life, what I want to accomplish, what I want to do for me and myself in general, and just continue to grow each and every day. In 2023 is going to be a good year for me. I'm claiming that. And I'm standing on that, man. So just got to have that positive mindset, to be honest with you. How about y'all? You know what, man? I love y'all.
We love you too. That's how we really talk about like the show too, what we want to go with 2023. But I think we had a good year as far as the show
Yeah.
wise. And I don't think there's any not goals at all, but I know it's personally, 20, I feel like we've all probably had some goals here, but overall, I think you kind of wrapped it up pretty well.
Yeah, the show, we got some in store for y'all in 23. I just need y'all to understand that. We gonna have some lit shit for y'all.
We haven't had any interviews lately either, so I think
so
we
23 is
I
gonna
had
be
some
up.
people trying to reach out.
23 is a very special number.
Yeah.
In case y'all
MJ.
didn't know.
MJ, she didn't know.
Don't do that. We are all looking forward to 2023. So for those, happy holidays. If you do celebrate the holidays, sometimes it can be a very stressful time for folks. It can be very sad for folks, as well as very joyous. But have a happy holidays, happy 2023. If you guys are going,
Happy New Year.
how you guys
'cause we won't-
celebrating New Year's? How y'all bring it?
See, you'll be home, right?
You're going back to the crib.
You'll be in the shop.
Bring in Mom Dukes. Her birthday is January
Yeah,
1st.
shout out to Mom Dukes,
Shout out to
man.
Mom Dukes.
Always appreciative of her. Y'all be here. My man's Mars is going to be celebrating his birthday, so shout out to him. You know,
too.
It's going to be a nice little vibe. So yeah, I'm just keeping it real chill, nothing too crazy.
I'll be in Florida. So
Okay.
I'm excited. I feel like I need a good break. So yep, I'll be in Florida.
You
Nice
fly-
kind
You
of.
flying Spirit?
No, I'm not. I'm flying Southwest. But I mean, don't do that. It's not about how you get there.
Nah,
you save the
Spirit ain't
coins.
shit because they be canceling flights.
I mean, maybe, but I think no people be clowning them because it's Spirit. But I'm like, hey, it's not
Nah,
about.
Spirit is-
It's about you getting there and spending your coins. Not
You
about
gotta
how
pay
you
to get
travel.
there.
But no, I'll be in Florida for a few days, so I'm looking forward to getting some warm weather.
Okay.
And I'll be back.
No, that's good, man. That's
Mhm.
good.
Aaron, how you bring that in the New Year?
I don't do anything for New Year.
No, that's my favorite holiday.
Unless somebody do something at the house, but other than that, I don't go out. It's too much.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, but for those who are, going out, be safe.
Be safe, be smart.
safe.
Don't drink and drive. The cops will be out. They gonna be waiting. They gonna be fiending to pull y'all over. Be smart, y'all. Please, please, please.
Please be safe.
Be
Yeah.
smart. It's too much going on out here, y'all. Please. On that note, man, we're gonna end episode 108 with this. We appreciate you guys.
See
We
y'all in
love y'all.
2023.
See y'all in 2023, man. It's your big dog kid 6, Chi-Town's finest, Carlton, your dig, and your girl Leah, aka the therapist, always behind the scenes. Your girl so effing classy, aka so effing crafty, aka so effing glassy. Until next time, y'all, 2023, we out of here.
And the mix, and the mix, and the mix, Carlton, Leah, Kid.